Hi viewers, we are glad to come back with another interesting teaching for you today. In some of our videos, I've asked you to drop your comments, send your questions so that we'll take a series to respond to you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. We have a number of people that responded through the comment section and call at Alkapazuka Sibi, at Nankar D. Davish, and host of others. We are trying to dedicate a whole series to you. There have been a lot of questions and interest on the issue of landlord-tenant relationship, and because of this we have decided to dedicate this series where we'll have about 3 or 4 episodes to tell you everything that you need to know about landlord-tenant. It's a very catchy area because most of us are either landlords or tenants, so it's a topic that affects all of us, and because of this we are here to take our time to explain to you from the entry point even to the point of recovery everything that you need to know about landlord and tenant. We are dedicating this series to you. My name is Ishaku Joseph Shirmai, a legal practitioner based in Abuja, Nigeria. If this is your first time seeing our videos, kindly subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button so you get to see our videos all the time that we upload, and do well to share to others so that they can also learn from what you are learning. Now, having said that, today we are dedicating this episode to teach you about tenancy agreement. What is tenancy agreement? Tenancy agreement, simplicity, is an agreement between a landlord and tenant for the use of the property of the landlord for a particular period of time. Let us not be so careless or just be negligent. Tenancy is as good as any other contract you entered into. It's an agreement between you and the person that owns the property you want to occupy for a certain period of time. There are rights, there are liabilities, there are duties on both the landlord and the tenant. And the first point of recourse to understand this is the tenancy agreement. Now, why do you need tenancy agreement? What are the things that are contained in tenancy agreement? A lot of people make a mistake of going into a property without a tenancy agreement. Some of you go as far as paying for your rent using cash and no receipt is issued. Now, it is very, very important for you to have tenancy agreement when you want to rent a property. And don't make the mistake of entering the property before the tenancy agreement will be issued to you. The first step is to have the tenancy agreement signed, then you pay for your property, and then you move into the property. Now, what are the things that are contained in tenancy agreement? The first thing is tenancy agreement will specify the parties. Tenancy agreement will state who the landlord is and who the tenant is. The tenancy agreement will also state in detail the description of the property you are going to occupy. It's not going to be a vague description. You are occupying a 2-bedroom flat situate at this, you give the number, the description of the property, the local government and the state. For example, if it is in Abuja, number 10, Kwame Nkrumah Street, Wuse 2, this Amak, Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It gives full description of the property so that whoever picks that tenancy agreement knows the property we are talking about, knows where it is. Now, the next thing is the amount for the tenancy has to be spelled out. How much are you paying? Another thing that should be contained in your tenancy agreement is the duration of the tenancy. If it is a 1-year tenancy, let's assume it's commencing from January 1st to 31st December. It has to be there. Let it be clearly spelled out. Other things is that it will spell out the rights of the covenants of the tenant, the covenants on the part of the landlord. And other salient things that are contained is the issue of notice. The notice to quit given to tenants has always been an issue. Don't worry, we are going to take another episode to specifically discuss notices, the kind of notices you will be given depending on your type of tenancy. But worthy of note is that your tenancy agreement can choose, you and your landlord can decide the kind of notice that will be given, at what stage and the period of tenancy to be given. So that also will be included in the tenancy agreement. So these and other things are the things that will be contained in your tenancy agreement. Are you in a property and have entered without tenancy agreement? It's not too late. Make recourse to your landlord, draft tenancy agreement. It will protect you, it will protect the landlord also. Sometimes we have incidences where a landlord wants to recover his premises and then cannot even remember when the tenancy starts. The landlord is saying December, the tenant is saying January. That confusion will not have been there if there's a clean document that says this is the relationship between me and you. If you are a landlord and you want to recover your premise from your tenant, one of the first things your lawyer will ask you is, let me take a look at your tenancy agreement, because it will guide him in understanding the clear-cut relationship between you and the tenant. We hope you have learned something from this, and do well to always make sure you have your tenancy agreement, whether you are the landlord or you are the tenant, and make sure the things we listed are contained in your tenancy agreement, so that your tenancy agreement will not just be a worthless paper carrying a name tenancy agreement but does not contain the essential things that have to be contained in tenancy agreement. Thank you so much, and make sure you follow on the next episode, where you will also learn about other things that pertains to landlord and tenant. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next video.